So we're almost done with E3 season. We've just got the Capcom showcase, and then we've got the Nintendo Direct plus Treehouse tomorrow. And of course, I'm like looking forward to the Nintendo Direct the most because you guys know I do like Nintendo. I'm a little bit biased, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Nintendo tomorrow. I'm not sure what Capcom's going to be showing. Probably not that much, to be honest. But hopefully, it can't be any worse than that Square Enix Presents from yesterday. Again, that's by far the worst thing I've seen so far. Just in the process of getting this YouTube channel fired up, this YouTube application rather. Welcome to the stream, Zachary. So I'm not really sure what to expect from Capcom. I would like to see a Mega Man thing, but I don't think I don't know if we will see anything Mega Man related. Just trying to get. Why is this not showing up? Hang on a second, I can fix this. Search. YouTube app, please stop freezing on me. We still got about 5 minutes. Capcom channel. Search. Right, there we go. Oh, this is the Japanese one, apparently. Is there an English version of this, or is it Japanese? Because on the official Capcom channel, it seems to be in Japanese. Like, let me show you what I'm talking about here, hang on. Like, this is from Capcom's own, like, YouTube channel. It seems to be in Japanese, and I'm not sure if there's, like, an English version of this. If anyone can help me locate that within the next, like, few minutes, that would be great. Because I'm not sure if this is just Japanese only, or if there's, like, an English translated version. I would like, it would be nice if they made like some sort of acknowledgement of like Mega Man, or at the very least acknowledge the 20th anniversary of the Battle Network series, because Battle Network turned 20 like a few months ago. And since Capcom's been doing like collections of various games over the past few years, I would love to see a Battle Network collection. I would totally buy that. Like, even better, make a collection of Battle Network and Star Force games, like, just put them all in one big bundle. And I'll definitely check that out, because that would be nice. Even if it was just, like, the 6 Battle Network games, I think that would be also good. Right, I think we got something here. Let me check that URL real quick.
I wanted an.
The channel's called E3. Right, well, hang on a second. I'm just going to put this back up real quick while I quickly set this up. Still got a few minutes, I've got time. That's not it. Capcom USA, is this it? Right, I found it, I found it. So it turns out I was on the wrong channel. Like, I was on Capcom channel, which I think is like the Japanese like Capcom channel. Like, it's literally called, like, the YouTube channel's literally called Capcom channel. But yeah, no, the one we were looking for is Capcom USA. That's the American one that has like the English broadcast. So we're in the right place now. So yeah, we're about 3 minutes away from this, so shouldn't be too long. Uh, um, I was thinking, I was deciding, I was contemplating whether or not I want to do anything after this. I don't think I will. I think I'm going to end the stream after I'm done with this. I'm just going to change the ticker on Twitch real quick. Right, there we go. So yeah, I've been streaming for 3.5 hours, and this is roughly 30 minutes, I think, so that'll be about 4 hours. That's a decent length for my streams. So we'll watch this, we'll sum up our thoughts on it, and then I'm going to end the stream after that, and then I guess I'll just be chilling for the rest of the night, just doing my own thing. And then tomorrow we will be doing the Nintendo Direct. I might stream a game before the Direct, for anyone that wants to watch that, because it's going to be very early in the morning for you guys in America. Like, what time is it going to be when the Direct happens? Like 9 a.m. or something, depending on which part of the US you live, because it must be very early over there. Over here, it's going to be 5 p.m. when that Nintendo Direct happens. (9 a.m., 12 a.m., 12 p.m.). Yeah, that sounds about right. Right, okay then. 1 minute left. I still love that thing that happened last night where we were watching the PC gaming show, and they were making like the joke, they were doing a joke about, like, you know, everything going fine without a hitch, but then the actual presentation's like music or volume was like muted. So there really was like something that happened that they did not take into account, so they had to like fix that. So that was kind of funny to me. I enjoyed that. I think my favorite E3 moment so far, from what I've been seeing, is the Hello Neighbor 2 reveal, just because I really didn't know it was Hello Neighbor 2. And I was making a joke about it. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Hello Neighbor 2, and then the fucking neighbor shows up, and I'm like, no, I didn't mean to do this. But yeah, we're about ready to go now. Yep, they announced the Hello Neighbor 2 last night. Like, because it was like a cartoony looking, like, first person game where you go into like a big house, and they made a joke about it, and then you see the fucking neighbor in like the corner of a room, and it's like, oh no, who asked for Hello Neighbor 2? Okay, so I'm not sure if this is starting yet. I'm gonna quickly check. I'm gonna refresh the stream real quick. Alright, well, it hasn't started yet, so again, don't mind me. Like, I watch it on the PlayStation 4 because it works better that way, rather than load it up in my browser. Right, here we go. Rated E10 to mature. Get ready for disappointment, I guess. Capcom.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans. Another time.
So I haven't played this game, but I've been hearing it's pretty good. I wonder how much DMCA is going to be happening today.
is everything to me.
I'm not sure if this is DMCA music. Like, I just think everything is DMCA now.
Go on, rest now.
Again, I can mute it in post if it is.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil Re:Verse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes.
Oh yeah, did this
and
come out
bioweapons.
yet, or is this still
I'm now happy
like
to
being
announce
worked
that
on?
Resident Evil Re:Verse will go live next month.
Okay,
for
it's not
all
out yet
supported
then.
platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
I just imagine it's just going to be like a shitty multiplayer game because Capcom usually does that with RE games.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
I've never properly gotten into the Monster Hunter series, but I'm mildly... Oh, holy fuck. Seizure warning, I guess? What the fuck was that? Yeah, that was a really intense black and white flashing they just did there. But yeah, I'm mildly interested in this game. I'm gonna have to like edit that later. That was... I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was a glitch with the video encoding, but that was kind of something to look at.
He never stood a chance.
Anyways,
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekolu Island. I went there to see Red's old monster again.
but yeah, I might be interested in checking this out.
Then, of course, that's when I met you.
It's kind of like Pokemon from what I understand, like you train dragons and like, or monsters and use them to like fight other monsters. Kind of.
This is destiny.
Not exactly, but it's vaguely like Pokemon, from what I understand.
Monster. Ray's Wing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will. And the bonds between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
But yeah, it looks like there's some production value put behind this game. It doesn't seem like, you know, it's a quick cash-in. It seems like they're actually putting effort into this.
Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
I can sense the flames of his life force weakening. The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
But yeah, I've tried getting into Monster Hunter. It's kind of a difficult game to get into for me. I've tried on like a number of occasions.
Can you hear it?
I've considered picking up Monster Hunter Rise, but I'm putting that off for now.
Surely you
I
can
might wait for the
move,
PC
so-
version when that comes out next year.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry
Monsties?
the strength of everyone they meet. That makes them strong.
Sorry, something about that word is funny to me.
Taught me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
Alright, well we got a subtitle for it. Is this coming out this year? Oh, that's cool. The Palico's in it. Or the Palamute, sorry. Not the Palico. The Palico's the cat. The Palamute's the doggo. New Monsty. Oh, that's cool. They've got a demo as well. I might check out the demo then. Comes out later this month. Maybe I'll do a stream of the demo and see how I feel about it, and then if I like it enough, I might buy the full game. Full game comes out early next month.
Looks pretty epic, right? And how about that announcement? The canine companion Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new Monsties in the first free title update coming
Again,
soon after the
I
game's
can't take
release.
that word seriously,
You can get an early
Monsties.
peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year, and we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
Introducing, and God, I hope this is not true, Monster Hunter Cross Raving Rapids.
Let's go! This is for my fellow hunters!
Capcom collab #1, so there's more than one of these. Oh right, it's a collaboration between those two games, right. I mean, Capcom owns the franchise, so I don't know if I would consider this a collaboration, because it's just like them crossbreeding their own games that they own. Like, when they say collab, I thought they were talking about, oh, like, here's a Mario, like, themed monster or something. I'm sure that little Moo, I know he's not watching the stream right now, but I'm sure he will be looking forward to this free content because he's been playing this game a lot lately.
Tamura is like my second home.
You think you can take on Rondine?
Alright. Yeah, just some paid DLC as well as free updates. Okay. Do you like Haggis? Yeah, I like
There has never been a
Haggis.
better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Oh yeah, I've got my eye on this game.
North American and European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
I'm glad to see this
and
coming to the
Great Ace
West.
Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan.
I think
We'll
this comes
travel
out
back
next
in
month,
time to
yeah.
the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now, let's hear more about the story.
Hopefully they don't give away too much about the story.
Welcome to the center of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is incredible.
Seems like it's got English dubbing as well. Nice.
I will become a lawyer. I have to.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Who are you? Herlock Sholmes. You must have heard of me.
Herlock
We
Sholmes.
must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction. Mr. Naruhodo. Well, what have we here? It would seem the truth.
I like that they still use the old, like, you know, text dialogue sound effects.
Demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
You're the best lawyer in the world.
Right, well, coming out next month, I'm definitely going to pick that one up.
So we have 10 new cases and 8 mini escapades where you can take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination.
Minor spoilers may be included.
Capcom's
Alright then.
marketing brand manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
I mean, it's minor, so I think I'm fine with that.
Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
The Capcom team is thrilled to present 2 new gameplay features, Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato and the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock.
What console is it on? PC and Switch? And I think PS4, question mark? I know it's coming to Switch at the very least, but I think it's also on PC.
Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning
PC, PS4, and Switch, yeah.
a grandiose, yet flawed, series of conjectures.
Sadly, it's not coming to Xbox, so rip Xbox owners, I guess. I'll be getting this on Switch.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions.
Yeah, I already have Ace Attorney Trilogy on my Switch.
At this point, players will be prompted to search for clues that help identify the errors in the detective's logic and reveal the truth to the mystery.
I hope all the other Ace Attorney games make their way to Switch. Like Miles Edgeworth and I don't know, the 4th, 5th and 6th games. Like, just put all of them on Switch as well.
Herlock will amend his deductions based on the new information. Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the Dance of Deduction.
Even if they don't put the other games on here, I'm just thankful that they localized these games in particular. I mean, how long has the Great Ace Attorney games been out for? Like years at this point, like many years. And I'm glad that they took a chance on like localizing this for the West. I just wish they would, you know, localize Miles Edgeworth 2. Because that game is still in Japan only, which is kind of sad. Ace Attorney Investigations 2, rather. Elementary. Alright.
In courtroom battles, players will attempt to convince 6 jurors of the innocence of their client. Their progress will be displayed and represented by 2 scales of justice, one black, representing a guilty verdict, and one white, representing a not guilty verdict.
Objection!
In summation examination, take the stand to face off against the jurors, all of whom provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Objection!
I like that the judge is still pretty much just the same old guy.
Court record to help prove the
I guess it's his ancestor.
When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds, too. With a slam of their fist, each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor. Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
What is a man?
Small taste of the exciting new gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are very excited to get this game in the hands of both new fans and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about eSports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from 2 of the stars of Capcom Fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom eSports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
Is this really how they're choosing to end this with? Okay then. Yeah, I'm just going to be mentally tuning out of this part then because I really don't give a shit about esports.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom eSports presentation for E3 2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour as well as Street Fighter League, here with competitive Street Fighter V player and host extraordinaire, Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it, and I think that's the perfect word.
And yeah, the prosecutor does look like Dracula a little bit.
Street Fighter V, Capcom E3, it just feels right, and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice! Nice! What? That was nasty! And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't
I haven't played Street Fighter V in a very long time.
The long and the short of it is this: we travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring.
Like, I remember playing Street Fighter V when it first came out, and while it was still a good game at launch, it still felt like a bit of an early access game. Like, it didn't have that much content there day one. But I know now it's got like much more content in it.
Double perfect. The way he looked at the camera, like, don't ever expect another man's controller.
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have $5,000 on the line for each tournament, but that money alone, that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Item just reset in grand finals of
Also, I think I might be alone in this, but I kinda wish they would port Ultra Street Fighter 4 to the Switch. And yes, I said 4, not 5. Like, I still think that's the better of the 2 games.
Very, very familiar with.
Like, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is like pretty much Street Fighter perfection in my opinion. I'd love to see that get ported to the Switch.
Speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Mago is your first qualifier
for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour. Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching some of the community-focused content that we have on Capcom Fighters. We have No Neutral, the official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have sets where we take players from around the world and play off in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action, 6 teams of 3, duke it out in this battle tournament series.
Again, I'm just kind of like mentally tuning out during this part because I'm not really an esports person.
Street Fighter League is something that you don't want to miss because normally we only have 1v1 content. But now you actually have your teammates at your back, and every decision that you make is not just about you anymore.
Look for more news on Street Fighter League later this year.
It's Oki time. What's gonna happen?
Nice.
He checks it. He checks the movement. What's happening?
It's so good.
Let's not forget, the Intel World Opening is happening right now. Top players representing 11 regions around the world are competing for
time
their
to check
place
my
in the World
emails
Finals happening
on my
next
phone.
month. Be sure to check out the official website for more information, including current standings and broadcast.
I don't know if they've got like one last announcement to make after this. Maybe there's like one last thing. I really don't know.
Competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so many events so far. We started off with the Japan region. We've had a couple of more events going on.
Apparently Limited Run Games is doing
we're
something right now, but I think I may have missed it.
Region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're
Or they were doing it within the last
100%.
hour, I think.
Your boy is from
I didn't realize they were doing their own
Make sure
live
you
stream.
guys tune in to see the tournament.
You do not want to miss some of the best Street Fighter V players in the world compete head-to-head.
So it's you.
I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
This is a game about being a
Oh, that's cool. Zombie 8, My Neighbors, and Go Patrol now have like the physical versions up for pre-order for Switch. I'm gonna do that after the stream.
This game has changed the lives of so many people here.
Ooh! Nice. The pop-off! That's what I'm talking about.
I told you it's gonna go to the limit, and I ain't lying to the peak.
This is the ultimate Street Fighter V experience. This is Capcom Pro Tour.
Alright, well that's been almost 30 minutes now.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom Fighters' Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw.
Is that really
Evil
it?
Village is back with the
is
latest
that it?
installment of the survival horror experience and RE-Verse as part of the franchise's 25th anniversary. We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the great Ace Attorney Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the eSports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this year.
Wow, that was short as fuck. Like, part of me thinks that Capcom maybe shouldn't have done like a presentation because they didn't have a lot to show off there. I mean, I guess you could make the argument it was more focused. Like, it had... Oh, Jesus. Why did they do that? Like, I'm not epileptic, but Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, edit that shit out. That's, like, extremely intense flashing lights. It's like 60 frames per second flashing black and white on the screen for a couple seconds. That's gonna be fun. I wonder if anyone has been affected by that. I'm pretty sure a few people might possibly have issues with that. Anyways, yeah, that aside, very, very short, I guess very focused as well. It was nice to see, like, the Great Ace Attorney in, like, better detail, just seeing what the game is about and, like, some of the new features. But yeah, I'm gonna turn my PS4 off now before it auto-plays the next thing. But I don't know if I want to say that was worse than Square Enix's. I mean, it had less content, but at the same time, it also had less filler and like less time wasting. And I guess overall, it had more better stuff than Square Enix. I don't know. It's kind of like a toss up between that and Square Enix's presentation. I feel like Capcom really shouldn't have bothered with like a presentation. Like they could have just like did a press release instead for that stuff. But whatever. It was nice to see the Great Ace Attorney a little bit. I'm definitely going to pick that up. I'm considering getting Monster Hunter Stories 2. I think I'll get the trial version of that and see if I like it. And I don't know if I'm going to get Resident Evil Village anytime soon. Like, I decided to not pick that game up at launch, but maybe eventually I'll get it. Like, I've been hearing good things about it. Like, a lot of people are saying it's kind of reminiscent of Resident Evil 4 in terms of, like, the theming and, like, some of the ideas behind it, even though it's in first-person mode. So, I don't know, maybe I'll think about that one. I can't really say much about that at the moment. What was the last thing they talked about? Well, not the eSports thing, I mean, like, the last game. I think it was just the Ace Attorney thing. Yeah, seems like it was. But yeah, it was okay. I don't know if this was worth tuning into today, to be honest. Like, I was expecting maybe just a little bit more. Like, maybe like a Mega Man announcement would have been nice, but I guess there's no Mega Man announcement to be made, so I was really hoping at the very least, like, I wasn't sure if I was going to expect like a brand new Mega Man game, but a collection, like an old collection of games would have been nice. Because, yeah, it's not a new game, but it's something that I think people would appreciate. But yeah, we didn't get that, so that kind of sucks. But that's my thoughts on that. When I sum up my thoughts, I worry I'm like repeating myself, like I'm going round in circles, just saying the same thing over and over. So I'm just gonna stop doing that, or try to stop doing that. But that was my thoughts in general. And I guess all we've got left. Let me put the schedule back up. All we have left is the Nintendo Direct that takes place tomorrow. And I'm going to be ending the stream here, so thank you guys for dropping by and watching. Sorry if that Capcom thing was a little bit disappointing. There was not a whole lot going on there, but hopefully that Nintendo Direct tomorrow will make up for that. Like, I think the Directs, again, bias talking here because I'm like a big Nintendo fan, like, I think tomorrow's Direct is going to be quite good. I'm trying to keep my expectations in check, but I think we're going to get some good announcements out of it. Like, I think we're going to see more Breath of the Wild 2. I'm going to put together my, like, predictions and wishes and stuff for tomorrow. But I think we will see Breath of the Wild 2 in greater detail. We'll get a release date for it, I think. I'm still thinking Breath of the Wild 2 might possibly come out this year, but if it comes out next year, I'm fine with that. Like, as long as we get it, like, relatively early into next year, like, the first 3 months of next year, by the end of the fiscal year, that would be nice. We're going to see a couple new games, a couple like returning franchises. I think we're going to see a new Kirby game tomorrow as well. What else? Mario Kart 9, I think has a chance of happening as well. Like Mario Kart 9, I think. Like Mario Kart has been well overdue for a brand new entry in the franchise, and we've not had a new Mario Kart. I'm not counting the tour game, by the way. I mean like the actual console games. The last Mario Kart was in 2014. That was almost a decade ago. We need a new one now. Oh, hey there, Pixel. I'm actually just wrapping up, but welcome to the stream nonetheless. Welcome and goodbye. But yeah, nice to see you nonetheless. So yeah, I'm going to put together my predictions and like hopes for tomorrow's Direct when I stream tomorrow. I might stream a couple hours before the Direct because I might play a game before then. I'm going to see how I feel about that. But until then, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow for that Nintendo Direct. And, oh yeah, I've got a bingo board thing as well set up for that Direct tomorrow. So you'll see me like have a bingo board and I'm going to like mark off things that we'll see during that. So I hope you guys will be here for that tomorrow. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good day. And I will see you guys then. And then we'll do some more regular video games later in the week. See ya.